Hello, my darlings. Thank you so much for stopping by with Love Mom on today. Yes, I am sitting outside today because the weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's a gorgeous day today. It's a little warm, but I kind of wanted to just kind of sit outside and take in some of the sun. Some sun is good for you, just not too much sun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we are going to make some ground turkey tacos and also some tofu tacos. Tofu? Ugh. Yeah, I know everybody's scared of tofu. But while my mom was here visiting, what I did was I wanted to make sure that I was making heart-healthy recipes because, of course, she just had this surgery and she's like superwoman. She's not even 8 weeks out of surgery and she's bouncing back like nobody's business. But I wanted her to understand that, guess what? You can have good food and it can taste good and be good. Doesn't have to be bland and disgusting. However, she's very afraid of tofu because she's like, ugh, but the way it looks and the way it feels. And I tell everybody the same thing. Tofu has absolutely no flavor. It takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. And it's extremely high in protein. So it's actually a good filler as well as it can be good on its own. If you take it and soak it in some chicken broth, guess what? It's going to taste just like the chicken broth. If you take it and mix it with some vegetables, it's going to taste like whatever seasonings you put on the vegetables and the vegetables. So you don't have to be afraid of tofu. So what I did was I made some ground turkey, some turkey tacos, as well as some tofu tacos because I wanted her to see that it can taste good. If you can get past the texture, it can taste really good and it's good for you. So we had turkey tacos and tofu tacos. So let's see what's happening in the kitchen and then I'm going to come back and let you know how she liked it. Okay guys, so now, and I do apologize for the background noise if there is any. So now for this particular, there's a lot going on in the house today. Recipe, what we're going to do is we're going to do some tacos. We're going to put a little twist on it. Like I said, my mom's visiting, so we're doing some heart healthy stuff for her today. So for lunch, we're having tacos. So now what we're going to do is start off with sauteing some chopped onions. I've already got my burner on high. I sprayed my pan with some non-stick olive oil spray. Okay. And we're going to saute some onions, and then we're also going to saute some bell peppers. We got half of a red bell pepper and half of the orange bell pepper. Just give it a different dimension of flavor. And so we're going to saute all of that together. Okay, so now that our onions and bell peppers are sauteing and sizzling and they're already starting to get translucent, I'm going to mix those around until they get just a little soft. You don't want them too soft because, you know, if you're like me and your tacos, you like your vegetables nice and firm and crunchy. But I saute them a little bit so they're not so raw when I build the taco. So now what we're going to do is after we saute these, we're going to take them out of the pan and put them in a separate bowl. Now we're going to add a little bit of chopped cilantro to it, give it some nice flavor. Notice I'm not seasoning it because the reason I'm not seasoning it because the meat is already seasoned. You don't want to give it too much. So you're just going to let this kind of be on its own today because the seasoning will come later, I promise. Okay. So now we got a little cilantro in here. We got our bell peppers and onions. Now we're going to remove this from the bowl and then we're going to start on our meat. I'm sorry, remove from the pan and put it into a bowl. Okay, now I left some of those onions and bell peppers in there on purpose. I'm going to start on my meat. I've cut my fire down to medium so that it doesn't burn the meat. Now I have this ground turkey and it's the 90-10 ground turkey. I found it in the grocery store. It already has taco seasoning in it, so you don't have to add anything to it. Well, if you don't want to. So it already has a taco seasoning. But what I'm gonna do is just add a couple of dashes of some chili lime seasoning that I get from Trader Joe's. Didn't take a whole lot. Chili lime. Let's see if you can see it. There we go. Chili lime seasoning that I get from Trader Joe's. I just a couple of shakes of that, or 2 or 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix my turkey around until it browns. And see how lean it is? It doesn't make any oil because it's extremely lean. And you can use whatever kind of meat you like. You can use ground turkey. You can use ground beef, of course. But we're making a heart-healthy meal for my mom, so we're using turkey. You can use ground chicken. This is turkey. You can use ground chicken, which I've done, which is really good. You can even make awesome fish tacos with this, and I'm going to do that one day. Some fish tacos on the channel. Now that I think of it, that sounds really good. And I bought the preformed taco shells, the ones that stand up by themselves, and I have soft tacos shells as well, which is the tortillas for those that might want soft tacos. Because today I have my mom and one of my grandchildren, my granddaughter here, and I'm feeding everybody. So we're going to make sure this gets brown and done, and then we will be back to start on our tofu. All right, now if you can get past the steam, our ground turkey is finished. It's just kind of sizzling there. So we're going to remove it from the fire. Put the fire down, of course. Going to remove it from the fire, and then we're going to switch pans and start on our tofu. Well, we're going to do our zucchini first, then the tofu. Okay, so now we have our pan already on the stove. I've already sprayed it with some nonstick spray, and it's already hot. And now, first thing you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our zucchini ready. So we've chopped it up, and we're going to saute it a little, so it gets just a little soft. As it's starting to sizzle, what you're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the chili lime seasoning and sprinkle that on there, give it a little good flavor. Then we're going to put some garlic powder on it and some onion powder. So we're going to put a couple of shakes of onion powder in, and a couple of pinches of garlic powder, and I'm sorry, my dog is having a moment. And the reason that we're not putting in any salt, sea salt or anything like that is because the chili lime seasoning that I bought from Trader Joe's has sea salt in it, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we're just going to saute that around a little bit. As you can see, it's getting kind of glossy, which means it's softening up. So now I have my this is sizzling, and we're going to let this finish cooking for a couple of minutes, about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to be back and get our tofu done. Okay, we have emptied out our zucchini. We're going to use the same pan because we like all those flavors to marry each other, and I'm spraying a little more cooking spray in, so we can get started on our tofu. Keep the fire on medium high. You don't want to cook it too fast. Now, your tofu, remember, has no flavor, which means it takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. So, that's why don't be afraid of tofu, people. And I bought the soft block this time instead of the firm because I want to crumble it up. So now you're going to take your tofu and just crumble it up into the pan. And you hear it's already sizzling. And I'm doing a tofu one up as well because my mom is afraid of tofu and I wanted to give it a try. So, all right. Wipe my hands off here. As it's sizzling. Okay, so now what you're going to do with your tofu is, because we want it to taste like taco meat. So first we're going to sprinkle a couple of pinches of garlic powder, a couple of shakes of onion powder just to give it a little extra oomph. Then what you're going to do is take some taco seasoning, the prepackaged that you can buy in the store. You can actually buy your own, make your own, but for time's sake today we're just using the packaged kind. And we're going to pour that in with the tofu. Okay. And then you're just going to mix that around and cook it together. because you don't want it to be too, crazy or salty or whatever. Now, as I see it softening up there, real good. It's crumbling like a meat would crumble. I keep telling y'all, don't be scared of tofu. It literally has no flavor at all until you add some to it. The ones that we sauteed so that we can give that a little extra oomph. And then we're going to take some cilantro and drop a couple of pinches of fresh cilantro in and mix it around. And if you want to give it a little extra, you can add some smoked paprika to it. You can basically season it however you want to. I like mine's kind of light. I don't like it too dark. Smoked paprika on top, just to give it a little more. I love the way smoked paprika smells. Okay, so now we're gonna let this cook for about 3 minutes. Because it doesn't take tofu long. Basically, you're just heating it and seasoning it. And then we are going to build us some tacos. Okay, so we're going to build us some tacos now. So what we have here is some regular taco shells. But I got the ones that stand up so they don't fall over. And we have some soft taco shells too. So first thing we're going to do is, instead of using regular lettuce, we're using like a mixed green. This one is called Masha Blend, I think. It's a mixed green. Give it a little more vitamin. Okay, and you're going to put that on all of them. Okay, and we got our mixed green in. Then we're going to put some tomato and bell pepper and onion and all that on the bottom. Okay, we're going to put in our zucchini, and this is called volumizing your food, maximizing your vegetable intake by using something very different to build something very ordinary. So we're putting our zucchini in on all the shells, including the soft ones. We're going to use regular turkey meat. Oops, I made a mess. We'll get that up in a minute. Okay, and then we're going to do one soft one with the turkey meat over here on this end. Then we're going to do one. Oh shoot, I am really making a mess. Then we're going to do some with the tofu. So this is a tofu one. If I can get it to the stand-up taco shell to stop falling. Top it with a little cilantro, which is always good, and you can top it with some what do you call that, salsa as well. And then for our cheese, we're going to top it with feta. Why? Because feta is a heart healthy cheese. Yay. Don't be afraid to do something different, guys. That's how you do that. Don't be scared to do something different. All right, and so there we have it. We have some wonderful heart healthy tacos. We have ground turkey, and we have some tofu ones, and they look delicious. And we're gonna go ahead and have an eat. Alrighty, my darlings, so there we have it. We made us some turkey tacos and some tofu tacos, and they were absolutely gorgeous and delicious. They didn't just look good, they actually tasted good. And guess what? My mom finished her plate. I put one turkey taco and one tofu taco on her plate, and she ate both of them, ate everything on the plate, and said, hey, that wasn't bad. I was like, thanks, Mom, that's a big compliment. But actually I know that it tasted good because she ate it all, and so did my granddaughter, by the way. So now we had turkey tacos and tofu tacos, and they were absolutely delicious. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this recipe and enjoyed being in the kitchen with me. I'm so glad to be back So glad to be back because I missed you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed being in the kitchen with me. So if you like what you saw today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like it, and then share this video with someone that may want some different recipes and some different things to try and things like that. So we're going to subscribe, we're going to like it, and we're going to share it. And if you like, follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook as well as Instagram. Just look for Love Mom or Love Mom 2930, and there I am. We got some updates and some announcements coming, but I can't tell you yet. So just be staying tuned for that. And I thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for inviting me into your lives for just a few minutes of the day. I love you, love you, love you. God bless you, and happy cooking.